I'd like to be in it myself fighting, but no, I am happy to see obviously the girls still building a division, you know, making an effort to kind of get that going.
UFC veteran Dan Hardy has sparked a massive wave of controversy across the MMA community after boldly declaring that rising PFL star Dakota Dava has already surpassed Ronda Rousey's overall skill level. According to Hardy, Dakota isn't just another talented prospect. She represents a new generation of fighters who combine advanced striking mechanics, elite-level cage control, and exceptional composure under pressure. Hardy emphasized that while Ronda Rousey revolutionized women's MMA during her era, Dakota's well-roundedness, adaptability, and strategic intelligence place her on an entirely different level. He pointed out that Dakota's evolution in a short period is something extremely rare, even among top-tier athletes. His comments immediately ignited intense debates on social media, with fans split between honoring Ronda's legacy and acknowledging Dakota's undeniable rise. Hardy stood firm, saying this was not disrespect, but recognition of a fighter who may very well define the next decade of women's MMA. Dakota Dava's explosive victory in the recent PFL Championship, where she claimed a massive $1 million prize, has become one of the most talked-about performances of the year. Analysts praised her for showcasing elite fight IQ, maintaining flawless distance control, and shutting down her opponent with cold, calculated precision. Throughout the fight, Dakota displayed championship maturity, something fighters usually develop only after years of tough battles. Her timing was razor-sharp, her combinations were delivered with surgical accuracy, and her takedown defense looked nearly impenetrable. Fans noted how she never rushed, never panicked, and never allowed momentum to shift. Instead, she dictated the pace from the opening bell to the final moment. That dominance has cemented her as one of the most dangerous and polished fighters in the PFL roster. Many believe this victory marks the beginning of a long, unstoppable championship era for Dakota Dava. While Dakota's rise is capturing headlines, Chael Sonnen has dropped a shocking revelation that has completely redirected the MMA world's attention toward a legendary figure, Ronda Rousey. Sonnen claims Ronda has been quietly preparing for a massive octagon comeback, one that has been kept out of the public eye with extreme secrecy. According to Sonnen, Ronda has been training privately, avoiding cameras, media interactions, and public gym sessions. The motivation behind her return, Sonnen suggests, is deeply personal. He hinted that Ronda is determined to reclaim the respect she believes was unfairly taken from her after her late career losses. Sonnen also said Ronda isn't returning for business, nostalgia, or fame. She's returning for one specific opponent. That single statement sent fans into a frenzy as speculation exploded across the internet about who Ronda could be targeting in this unexpected and emotional comeback storyline. Sonnen described Ronda Rousey's potential comeback as dangerous, not because of her past dominance, but because of the mindset she is reportedly bringing with her. He claimed that Ronda feels misunderstood and vilified by certain media outlets, and that this emotional drive has created a sharper, tougher, and more focused version of her. Sonnen stated that Ronda has been working endlessly on the one area critics always attacked, her striking. Multiple insiders have hinted that she is training with new coaches, refining techniques that she never explored during her UFC title reign. If these rumors are true, Ronda might return with a completely different approach: improved boxing fundamentals, smarter defensive movement, and a more controlled aggression. Sonnen emphasized that Ronda is targeting someone who represents the modern evolution of women's MMA, which is why all signs suddenly point toward Dakota Dava as the mystery opponent. The idea of Ronda Rousey returning specifically to challenge Dakota Dava has electrified the entire MMA world. Fans are divided between those who believe Ronda still has the heart of a champion, and those who think Dakota represents an entirely new breed that even legends may struggle to handle. Analysts are already breaking down hypothetical matchups, imagining how Ronda's judo-based grappling would hold up against Dakota's sharp striking and strategic footwork. Social media is filled with debates, highlight clips, fantasy breakdowns, and passionate arguments from both generations of fans. Many argue that if Dakota truly wants to cement herself as the next face of women's MMA, defeating a pioneer like Ronda would be the statement of all statements. Meanwhile, others believe Ronda's experience under bright lights would give her a psychological edge. The anticipation surrounding this possible confrontation is now reaching historic levels. Dan Hardy's commentary has only added fuel to the already roaring fire. He argued that Dakota's mental toughness, fight preparation, and technical sophistication surpass anything Ronda displayed during her championship era. Hardy pointed out that while Ronda dominated with a single, nearly unstoppable weapon, her armbar, Dakota has built a multi-layered arsenal capable of adapting to any style. He described Dakota as an algorithm fighter, someone who reads patterns in real time and adjusts instantly. Hardy said the sport has evolved, the competition has evolved, and Dakota is a product of that evolution. His remarks struck a nerve among Ronda's loyal supporters, who feel the comparison overlooks the context of Ronda's groundbreaking impact. But Hardy insists that evolution doesn't erase legacy, it simply builds on it. And in his view, Dakota is the evolution Ronda unknowingly helped create. The tension between old-school and new-school MMA fans has reached a boiling point. Supporters of Ronda Rousey argue that no one can ever replicate the cultural earthquake she caused when she became the first mainstream female superstar in combat sports. They emphasize that Ronda broke barriers, opened doors, and created opportunities for fighters like Dakota to even exist in the spotlight. On the other hand, Dakota's supporters believe the sport has advanced to such a high level that even legends must evolve or get left behind. They point out that Dakota's fight IQ, defensive awareness, and striking diversity reflect years of progression in coaching, sports science, and high-level competition. This clash between nostalgia and modernization has created one of the most heated debates the MMA world has seen in years, a debate fueled by emotion, legacy, and the evolution of the sport itself. Behind the scenes, promoters and insiders are closely monitoring the growing hype surrounding a potential Ronda Rousey versus Dakota Dava showdown. The possibility of matching a legend with a rapidly rising star is commercially irresistible. Such a fight would break streaming records, dominate global headlines, and bring back millions of casual fans who followed Ronda during her prime. Industry experts say that if Ronda truly commits to an official comeback announcement, organizations like the UFC or even PFL would move immediately to secure the fight before momentum cools down. The idea of two eras colliding, Ronda's old guard versus Dakota's new wave, has the perfect combination of storyline, legacy, and unpredictability. For promoters, it could be the most valuable women's fight in combat sports history. Dakota Dava herself has remained calm, composed, and almost surgical in addressing the comparisons with Ronda Rousey. In recent interviews, she said that she respects Ronda's achievements, but refuses to let anyone define her legacy by tying it to another fighter. Dakota stated that her focus remains on evolution, discipline, and continuous improvement, not on debates or emotional narratives. However, when asked about the possibility of fighting Ronda, Dakota simply smiled and said she never turns down a challenge. Her confidence is quiet but unshakable, and that aura has only intensified the excitement. Fans are now watching Dakota closely, wondering if she views Ronda as a stepping stone or an opportunity to prove she belongs among the greats. Her silence speaks louder than words. As both stories intensify, Hardy elevating Dakota's status and Sonnen hinting at Ronda's secret comeback, the MMA world finds itself at the edge of something potentially historic. A legend seeking redemption and a rising star seeking validation could collide in what might become the biggest generational showdown of all time. The emotional weight, the narratives, the legacy, and the evolution of the sport all converge into one breathtaking possibility. Whether Ronda truly returns or Dakota becomes the new queen uncontested, one thing is certain. The women's MMA landscape is entering a new era of anticipation, storytelling, and electrifying competition. Fans aren't just waiting for a fight, they're waiting for history to unfold. And if these rumors are true, that moment may be closer than anyone realized.